Okay, so we're going to continue on here. Here we have 0.35. That goes out to the hundredth place, so that's 35 hundredths. I can write that with a fraction with the denominator of 100. It just simply looks like this. 35 hundredths. And in simplest form, we have to think of what is the greatest common factor. What's the largest number I can divide into each of these, the numerator and denominator, and that's 5. 35 divided by 5 is 7. 100 divided by 5 is 20. 7/20ths is the fraction, equivalent fraction in simplest form. Over here I have 125 thousandths. If you know your place value, that's very simple. It's 0.125. And to reduce this, I can maybe go at it a couple different ways. I know that both are going to be divisible by 5, the numerator and denominator, from my divisibility rules. Remember, there's a reason we learned those. So I could do that. I could, if you're not super confident about doing that in your head, you can use a calculator. Remember, I'm trying to find out which is the largest number, but maybe you can try with the smaller number first. So I'd go with 125. Whoops, sorry. 125. That's not working. 125 divided by 5 equals 25. Okay, and so I can start writing that down. I'm going to put it up here. So 125th, well, that's going to give me reduced here. And what's 1,000 divided by 5? I know that's 200. Am I fully reduced? Not yet. So if you know your fraction can still be divided by 5, well, then you can keep going. And 25 divided by 5 is going to be 5, and 200 divided by 5 is going to be 40. Oh, I'm getting closer and closer and closer. I know I can divide both by 5 again. 5 divided by 5 is going to be 1. 40 divided by 5 is going to be 8. So in reduced format, 125 thousandths is 1/8. And this is going to be a fraction you're going to want to memorize. Like 1/2, you know, is 0.5. 3/4 is 0.75. You're going to need to know that 1/8 is 0.125. It's one you use in measurement all the time. That's something I use around the house all the time if I'm doing projects. And here we have the fraction now in simplest form. And the first step would probably be not to go straight to a calculator and turn it to a decimal, but see if we can turn it into a fraction with the denominator of 10, 100, or 1,000. Then you don't need a calculator. So I know I can turn this into a fraction out of 100. That's pretty simple. I'm just simply going to multiply 25 times 4. My pen is being a little weird. Okay, there we go. 25 times 4 is 100, so 12 times 4, 48. 48 hundredths is an equivalent fraction, and it has a denominator of 10, 100, or 1,000. It's power of 10, so I can simply write this as 0.48, 48 hundredths. Very simple. Now here's one that's less simple. For reducing, we'll see that in a second. 256 thousandths. Well, it's very easy to write as a fraction with the denominator of 10, 100, or 1,000. Very simple. It's written just as it's read. Now we have to reduce this. So here's where divisibility rules come in handy. You know that this ends in a 6. This one ends in a 0. So what is this divisible by? 2. And this may be the best shot you have at reducing it. You can go step by step. If you do it repeatedly, you're going to get down to a reduced fraction. And so here we've done it. I did it off camera up here. Reducing 256 thousandths by dividing by numerator and denominator by 2 until we get successively smaller, easier to cope with amounts. We finally get to a fraction that is in simplest terms, 32 125ths. This one's really super easy here. We can turn this into a fraction 9/50ths, to a fraction out of 100. That is 50 times 2 to get to 100, 9 times 2 to get to 18, 18 hundredths. That can be written as 0.18. Very simple. This last little bit I'm not going to put on this video. It's already gotten over 2, and I only do 5 minutes at a time, unfortunately, because of the software. So you can download the document and look at it, but I'm just going to use a calculator to write each fraction as a decimal. I'm going to have you do the quiz and review the document if you need any help, or watch the video again.